Shiny Pokemon take a lot of time, Pokeyen, and mental willpower to find. So how would you feel if you encountered one only for it to use a move like Explosion or Memento and blow itself up right before your eyes? Well, lucky for you today, we are talking about the steps that I personally follow every time I shiny hunt to make sure that this will never happen. My name is Young Cabbage. I post PokeMMO videos every single week, so make sure to subscribe to never miss a video. So the first question is going to be, how do I know the Pokemon that I want to shiny hunt is safe? So what I recommend doing is, for example, let's say I wanted a shiny Voltorb. I would go to the Pokédex and I would just type Voltorb, pull him up here, and we can go to the wild locations first. This will show you, okay, you can get some hordes of Voltorb. There's some uncommon spots, very common spots. But if I want to get a Voltorb as quickly as possible, I'm going to go for one of the hordes. And I know that in Johto, where I am in Mahogany Town, we can actually find the Team Rocket HQ and a 5x horde spot of Voltorb. Now that we know our location, the next thing that you're going to want to do is look at this level here. You're going to go down to where you're hunting, and you can see that I will find these Voltorbs from level 22 to level 24. After that, simply move over to the Moves tab in the Pokedex and go and focus here where it says level. We are then going to scroll down until we find 22 to 24, since that is what it says we will find the Voltorbs at. And you can see here, it doesn't learn a move until level 31 past 22. So a good rule of thumb is going to be look at the previous 4 or 5 moves that this Pokemon has had the ability to learn. That's usually going to be their move pool. So for example, because we can find this Voltorb from level 22 to 24, we can look here and we can see that it will know Electro Ball, Self-Destruct, which is dangerous, Charge Beam, Swift, or Screech. And it for sure will have Self-Destruct, which is a bad thing if you were going to shiny hunt, find the Voltorb, and then watch it blow up. Another thing to note is that if you don't know what a move does, for example, let's say I don't know what Swift does, I can simply just hover over the move and it will explain the move to you, the power, the targets, all of that. For example, with Self-Destruct, it will say the user faints upon using this move. That is the kind of text that you want to look out for, so that way you understand that this Voltorb is dangerous. So now that we know what we're hunting, where we're hunting it, as well as the fact that it has a dangerous move that we want to avoid, we are going to want to find a workaround. So what I did is I went and just got a Parasect off the GTL. You can see here, I know Alpha Parasect has the hidden ability, which is Damp, which prevents the use of self-destructing moves. There are workarounds for a bunch of different kinds of weird abilities and moves. It is really case by case, but let's just use this one as a specific example. The next thing you're going to want to do is lead your party with this Pokemon. This is because all of the Voltorbs have a chance to explode on the first turn, so you really want to make sure that this Damp Pokemon is ready. You could technically switch into it on the second turn, however, I'm a bit of a worrywart, so I do just lead with this guy. Now that we know that Parasect cannot leave the battle, otherwise the Voltorbs can explode, we want to check a few things before we go in. First of all, we want to make sure that Parasect has a move that can KO all the other Voltorbs that are not shiny. And the next thing you're going to want to make sure of is make sure that the Pokemon that you are bringing is not going to be weak to any of the moves, so that way it can live in battle for as long as possible. For example, a lot of water-type Pokemon learn the ability Damp, but you can see that Voltorb does know 2 electric-type attacks, so bringing a water type here could be detrimental to the strategy, as Damp does not stay in effect if the user faints. So just keep that in mind, and that is why I chose Parasect. Now, once you are at your location, the next tip that I'm going to give you is going to be to do what I call a trial run. So we have our Parasect at the front of our party. Let's go ahead and use Sweet Scent to summon a horde of Voltorbs. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pretend that one of these Voltorbs is shiny. For me, I'm going to pretend that it is the one in the middle. So now we are going to simulate the capture. Obviously, if this is the shiny one, we're going to just want to take out all the others. Doing this will not only make you more comfortable and confident whenever you actually encounter the shiny, but it also lets you see if you have any holes in your strategy. And you can see here, the Voltorb just barely tried to use Self-Destruct, but because of that Damp ability, Parasect actually prevented it. Now, if we didn't have this ability, the Voltorb would have blown up and it would have fainted in battle. And if that was the shiny one, that would be super unfortunate. Look, one of them just tried to do it again. So you can see why it's important to prepare for every single shiny hunt. To put so much time and energy into a shiny hunt only to lose the shiny that you want so badly is a different level of pain that nobody deserves to experience. I actually know of people who have killed a shiny on accident, and it is not a fun thing to watch. You see, this is a great example of why we do a trial run. Now we've learned that Voltorb has static as one of its abilities, so maybe next time, maybe I want to switch X-Scissors out for a special attacking move, so that way Parasect does not make physical contact with the Voltorbs and does not get paralyzed. It's just these small little things, but I just think it's important to feel 100% confident whenever you're going in to catch one of these Pokemon. And just like that, we have caught our practice shiny Voltorb. So if you follow these two methods, it's clear to see that you will not ever lose a shiny Pokemon. If you always double check, which please do, you will always be able to feel comfortable and confident when shiny hunting, and you will never have to be one of the sad few who loses a shiny Pokemon due to being underprepared. So what do you guys think? Have you lost a shiny before? Will you start using these two methods in order to ensure that you will hunt safely? Let me know in the comments, and I hope to see you guys next time.